On this desk in front of me, I have two pairs of AIAIAI headphones. On the left, we have the new TMA2 DJ Wireless model, and on the right, a pair of regular wired TMA2s. Except, no we don't. The wireless ones are actually on the right, and as you can see at a glance, it is really hard to tell them apart. And that, my DJ friends, is why these headphones are about to completely change the game. Before we get into the details of the TMA2 DJ Wireless, a quick summary of where we were already. In the professional field, UHF wireless systems, mainly for in-ear monitors, have been around for decades, but there's been nothing specifically aimed at DJs. On the consumer side, wireless Bluetooth has grown in popularity so much over recent years that using headphones wired with a phone, tablet, or even computer is kind of a niche pursuit these days. AIAIAI first dipped their toes into the wireless waters at the end of 2021 with these, the TMA2 Studio Wireless. I thought they were great at the time, and I still do. They have low latency, long battery life, great sound quality, and they aren't much more chunky than the wired TMA2s, although they are a bit. All of the wireless gubbins is built into the headband, which obviously makes that then less minimal than on the wired ones. All those properties would have made them great for DJing, but they have one problem which made them unusable for that task. As soon as you crank the volume too hard, as loud as you might in a DJ booth, the sound completely falls to bits. Unless you only DJ in, say, libraries, then they really aren't up to the job. Jump forward to late 2024 and Alpha Theta have entered the chat. They released their Tha F10 headphones, which work with their own version of this kind of wireless tech, Sonic Link. Latency is even lower than the TMA2 Studio Wireless, at around 9 milliseconds, and crucially they can handle the volumes required for DJing with ease. The F10s connect to things in three ways, via Sonic Link to their own transmitter, or to a transmitter built into their DJ hardware. Currently that's only a feature of the XDJ-AZ, but no doubt those will show up in future Alpha Theta products too. And they also connect to phones and other devices via Bluetooth and then offer active noise cancelling. No doubt about it, I was very taken with those F10s, but they definitely aren't for everyone. I'm not averse to larger headphones myself, but they are pretty huge and heavy too, at around 360 grams, and I feel like they have zero chance of swaying anyone who is currently a fan of headphones like the Sennheiser HD25s, and they are pricey too, at around €450. All of which brings us back here to April 2025, and AIAIAI's promised DJ version of the TMA2 wireless headphones. They're available now for the rather more affordable price of €300, so not the cheapest headphones, but far from the most expensive. As well as the headphones themselves and the transmitter, you also get a short cable for that and a longer one for using the headphones wired, along with a carry bag. One thing I especially love is that the company offer an upgrade kit, so if you already own a pair of wired TMA2s, you can just buy a package with a pair of the wireless speaker units and the transmitter for around half that price, so your existing headband and earpads don't go to waste. When we come to performance, first of all, let's get this out of the way. They do go loud. Plenty loud enough for DJing with a maximum SPL of 120 dB. Higher than the F10s and just shy of the HD25s, but everyone tests for that level in different ways, so what's on paper doesn't really matter. All I can say is that when I gigged with these, I had plenty of headroom to spare, and you will do too. After that, the most important thing is the latency, which is 9.5 milliseconds on the TMA2 DJ Wireless, as opposed to around 16 milliseconds on the Studio Wireless. As I said in my F10 review, 10 milliseconds is the standard for hearing aids, and is basically imperceptible to the human brain, and in use you just can't tell the difference between these and wired headphones. I tested them using a mic, and even with that there is no uncanny valley stuff going on with your voice. I would be perfectly happy using these for radio or live streaming, as well as at gigs. It's honestly something that you have to just try for yourself to really believe. As DJ Flex, a UK DJ who's been testing these, said in a message to me, "The zero lag threw me off." It's just way better than many of you might expect. A natural question here is, how have AIAIAI achieved this louder output and lower latency compared to the studio version which came before? Well, that's all down to compression. The studio version is optimized for the highest possible sound quality, 1600 kbps, 44 kHz 16-bit, uncompressed basically. With the TMA2 DJ Wireless, you instead have a signal at 320 kbps, 48 kHz 24-bit. And that's what allows those functional improvements despite using the same underlying technology. Do they sound notably different? Not especially to my ears. The overall profile is quite flat out of the box, with no obvious real boost to either the highs or lows, but that can be adjusted, which I'll get to later. They sound, in the end, largely the same as the regular wired TMA2s. One thing which is a definite improvement over the Alpha Theta headphones is the absolutely minimal amount of hiss found in the DJ Wireless. Oftentimes the headphone outputs found on DJ gear are pretty noisy, so it's hard to judge what's coming from the mixer or controller versus the headphones themselves, but there was absolutely nothing onerous here with any of the setups I tried. I looked up when I reviewed the wired TMA2s on this channel, and it turns out that was almost exactly 10 years ago to the day. And the wired pair I showed you in the intro, that's the same pair I reviewed back then, and those have had plenty of use over the years. These headphones do last. The TMA2 has been a very popular DJ headphone over that time. As well as being rugged and durable, they're relatively lightweight and affordable. Plus, from day one, AIAIAI have always been about repairability and upgradability. You can buy all the parts of their headphones separately at reasonable prices to either replace things or change your configuration. And they're an environmentally conscious company too. The speaker units and transmitter here are made from 80+% recycled plastic. What the TMA2s of any variety don't do is swivel or fold down. You can't rotate one cup up and back or anything like that. There is some movement around the ear cups, so they sit comfortably on your head or around your neck. But if you're coming from something like HD25s or the old Technics headphones, for example, you might miss those aspects. It's not a problem for me, but worth pointing out. The cups click into one of 9 holes on each arm, so there is tons of adjustability to cover most head sizes, and whilst the DJ Wireless model comes with the company's smaller on-ear pads as standard, there's nothing to stop you switching those out for larger over-ear pads if you prefer that style. Truly, when it comes to the ability to maintain and reconfigure your headphones, nobody on the market comes close to AIAIAI. Sure, you can buy spares for HD25s, but you can't switch out parts and make an entirely different type of headphone out of those. When it comes to the physical design, the DJ Wireless are, as you've seen, almost identical to the wired TMA2s. The input jack on the right ear cup has been replaced with a USB-C port for charging, but you still have one on the left cup, so you can run the headphones wired if needed. The only other change is the addition of microphones for calls, a status LED, and a small multi-function joystick, which I'll get to later. They are slightly heavier than the wired TMA2s, but just barely, around 220 grams compared to 190. And of course, with the wired ones, you then have the cable adding weight too. Frankly, the fact that they've crammed all of this wireless stuff into this form factor is really impressive. Let's move on to that wireless stuff and the W+ link setup. The X03 transmitter is tiny, both on its own terms and compared to the one from the Studio Wireless model and the Alpha Theta one. It literally fits in the palm of your hand. And functionally, it does more than both of those too. As well as the 3.5mm audio jack for feeding in analog audio, it also connects to phones, tablets and computers via its USB port, and is then used as an audio interface. So you can utilize the low latency W+ wireless when working in your DAW or doing any other task on your devices. The W+ link is unidirectional, so if you want to make calls when connected like that, you can hear the caller through the headphones, but they will hear you through your phone's mic. Should you need more of a standard wireless experience with something like a phone though, you can switch the DJ Wireless into Bluetooth mode, which supports Bluetooth 5.3 with the A2DP profile, SBC and AAC codecs. The Bluetooth connection has bidirectional audio and the mics sound decent enough to callers, but unlike the Alpha Theta F10s, these don't feature any kind of active noise cancelling. You are relying on the natural isolation of the cups themselves. My gut feeling is that most users of these headphones will also have some other kind of headphones for travel like AirPods or Bose or Sony ANC headphones, but it's worth being aware of if you are on planes or trains a lot and would rather have a single pair of headphones to use for every possible situation. Pairing is totally seamless, by the way. Turn on the transmitter and the headphones in W+ mode and they both connect automatically. One thing I haven't been able to test is how things might work if there are multiple DJs in the same venue using the same headphones, but I'd imagine AIAIAI have taken that into account. Only time will tell. Let's talk about battery life now, and that is seriously impressive. AIAIAI claim over 20 hours for the headphones in W+ mode, and well, they're underselling that. From a full charge to turning themselves off, I got 24.5 hours in my battery test. This really is a situation where you can charge them during the week, use them for 2 or even 3 gigs at the weekend, and not worry about the battery dying at all. The transmitter itself lasts even longer, they reckon 40 hours, and in Bluetooth mode, the company claimed 40 hours for the headphones too. I did not have time to test that, but based on the W+ mode results that I got, I'm happy to take their word for it. Recharging time is quick too, just 2 hours for each component. There's one other element to the TMA2 DJ Wireless system that surprised me in a pleasant way, the accompanying app. It does 2 things. It lets you update the firmware and, this was the surprise, allows you to set different sound profiles. Connect to your phone via Bluetooth, go into the app, and then you can select from 3 EQ presets: balanced, bass focus and listening, which is a typical consumer type U-shaped profile. But you can also set a custom profile, adjusting 5 different frequency points to your exact taste. The best part? This is all saved to the headphones, so switch back to W+ mode or power cycle the headphones and that profile is retained, so you can have the sound tweaked to your exact taste when DJing. Simply superb. So far, so excellent. Is there anything I don't like about the TMA2 DJ Wireless? Well, there is one thing. The multifunction joystick on the right here does its job perfectly well in both modes, allowing you to adjust volume up and down, change modes, skip tracks or play and pause on Bluetooth, power on and off, etc. But I would like the option to disable the volume control on there in W+ mode. After all, we're DJing, we have volume controls on our hardware, and I find that joystick a little too easy to activate by accident when taking the headphones on and off, putting them around your neck, etc. It just sits right where my thumb goes. So all I need is for AIAIAI to give me the option to disable that for the W+ mode and have them preset the level at the best point for maximum signal to noise ratio. Then I would be all good. There's one other thing I don't like about them though, and this is absolutely a me thing. They aren't my custom in-ear monitors. And here we come to the crux of things for me. I said the same thing to Alpha Theta and I'll repeat myself here, addressing AIAIAI directly. The TMA2 DJ Wireless are great headphones. No, that's not strong enough. Superb headphones. But no pair of headphones, however good, and even with all of the options that AIAIAI have, will ever suit every DJ. Some people out there are still very attached to their Technics RP DJs from 20 years ago. Some love big beefy cans like the Pioneer X10s, and others, like me, use in-ear monitors or IEMs. I really enjoyed using the TMA2 DJ Wireless at gigs. The wireless aspect is, to me, flawless. It simply frees you up to step back or away from the controls, to talk to people, to get a drink, to dig through your record bag. Hell, climb up on the booth like an EDM superstar if you like. The range is up to 12 meters with line of sight, and at one gig I was able to make it all the way into the green room 1 floor up for a bathroom break before the signal started to drop out. Aside from that time, trying to keep them connected through a floor and about 3 walls, I never experienced any glitching or dropouts. The connection was 100% reliable in normal use. As I said, flawless. But all of the advantages of IEMs and the reasons I switched over to them still exist. Better isolation, less reliance on booth monitors being good, more protection for my hearing. These are all things I'm not really willing to give up, however good your headphones are. And assuming you remain the only 2 players in the wireless DJ headphone space at least for a while, Alpha Theta do have one big advantage over you, even if, as I believe, your product is better. The ability to build sonic link transmitters into their mixers and controllers to build out an ecosystem. So how do you, AIAIAI, defeat that? It's simple. Make a small belt pack receiver, the same size as the XO3 transmitter, with a 3.5mm jack that I can plug my IEMs into, and other DJs can plug their headphones of choice into. Your headphones are already excellent value. I really doubt it would cannibalize the sales of those, but it would expand your potential market massively and could make your W+ system the wireless standard for DJing, cutting alpha theta off at the pass. Coming back to the TMA2 DJ Wireless in themselves though, look, I think these are the best DJ headphones on the market right now. If I regularly used headphones when I DJ'd, these would absolutely be what I would choose to use. The wireless tech is epic, the battery life is fantastic, the sound is great and the price is good. They are durable, repairable, lightweight and flexible. If AIAIAI build out their own ecosystem around this wireless tech and this model, I do genuinely think that these have the potential to do for the DJ headphone market what AirPods did for consumer headphones, and that is to usher in a time when wireless becomes the standard way of connecting to devices. If wireless can be this good, why would you need wires? In the comments, let me know what you think of the TMA2 DJ Wireless. Are you ready to ditch the wires and enjoy the flexibility that brings? And what other wireless tech do you use in your DJing already? Or would you like to see go wireless in the future? Sound off down below. Thanks for watching this episode of Beatsource Tech. I do hope you've enjoyed it or found it useful. If you have, be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss any future videos. And hey, if you haven't already, you can try Beatsource for free and join DJcity for just $10. All the links are down in the description. I'll see you next time.